What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game. My name is Edward, named after a trilogy, that being my pops. Shout out to my mother and my grandmother for helping raise me too. We are at full strength. Feel like it's been a long time coming. Our individual lives have been crazy, but nonetheless, we are doing our best to fight and stay consistent and still keep bringing you great episodes. What is a podcast without your brothers? We all in the building tonight.
Come on, man. Big brother Shine Hard, big brother Iron Man tapping in. That Shine Hard Surgical Pics, Instagram, Twitter. Come on, man. Let's get into it.
Yo, it is the host with the most that blows the most smoke, Black Peas, to rap plug, the hip hop plug. You already know. Be sure to go check out that good old podcast, Talking Smoke. Still in rotation, man, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your dope podcast from. Let's get it. Let's go.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Sedacious Miles, and on behalf of me and my guys, I just want to say thank you so much for still rocking with us. I really appreciate it. Let's do this, bro.
Yeah, man. And we back.
Yeah, man.
So, since we took last week off, or took some time off rather, out in the music world, Drake dropped For All My Dogs. And before we get into the knee-deep discussion of how everybody felt about the album, I would ask if y'all agree with this statement. And just, obviously if you don't, just correct me. I believe Drake came into the game, his two hottest songs that he came into the game with was the I don't know if it was a song or the mixtape, but the So Far Gone.
Oh yeah, the mixtape that was Grammy nominated. First song I ever heard by Drake was, I believe it may have been Ransom on MySpace days. Ransom freestyle. And then from there I kind of backtracked and went to Comeback Season. Awesome mixtape. Before So Far Gone. And a lot of people, OG Drake fans, was a bit critical. Probably one of your big.
Hold on, before you go deeper into it, Izzo, what was the song on So Far Gone, the So Far Gone mixtape that had the DJ Screw beat?
You thinking about November 18th freestyle?
Okay, November 18th freestyle. That, and I know you just mentioned Ransom, but I would say November 18th freestyle, and then you go to, if you want to argue, the commercial hit of You the Best. Would y'all say those are a fair, like, two solid stepping stones that Drake came into the game introducing himself to the rap world with, or would y'all go somewhere else outside of November 18th freestyle and not So Far Gone, November 18th freestyle and You the Best?
But those songs are off of, well, one of them is off of So Far Gone, and then one of them is off his critically acclaimed first album, Take Care. So, I mean, I think you're
just
saying
in terms of singles.
I don't think it's in my opinion, I don't think it's a single that popped him off, right? He came in with a large body of work. So I think when some of those mainstream tracks blew up or what have you, but I feel like the first song that blew up for me, and I feel like in the social media area, was my first experience with Drake again was Ransom freestyle. And I heard one of my homies had it on his MySpace page. It made me go do my research, LimeWire, right? Comeback Season. I'm like, yo, this dude dope. Like he sing and he rap. I'm like, and this is before, like, I'm like, bro, sing rap should be a thing. I'm like, somebody should start doing that. And then sure enough, somebody comes along and melodic raps his way to the top. And 12 years later, man,
Here we are.
Here we are.
I would agree, bro. I would say best I ever had, and November 18th were the ones, because those were the ones in the clubs when Drake was coming out of like the Young Money phase. Because what Izzo is talking about is like the Young Money phase where he was like kind of being introduced under that. But once he, you know what I'm saying, put those two out, that whole mixtape, like you said, but those are the ones that, as far as mainstream goes, the people that didn't go and do their research, didn't go and backtrack, like those are the ones that's got like, who's this Drake guy? You know what I mean? So yeah, I would agree. But then I would say if he comes back with Over off Take Care, and that's what it's like, oh, Drake is here. And, that's which Izzo aforementioned as well. Take Care was, I'm sorry, no, that was Thank Me Later. Excuse me. Thank Me Later. And yeah. So yeah, those off that mixtape, those two for sure. But real Drake fans know comeback season is the start of Drake. It's not even room for improvement. Because if you
it ain't room for improvement for me.
That's you cloud chasing if you say room for improvement. You just looking to get some,
because comeback season was the culmination of everything, bro. You got the replacement with Trey Songz. You got so many. Oh man, I ain't gonna lie.
That's in the morning on it too, right? With Cole.
Oh no,
that's
brother.
After.
That's after. Mm-hmm. That's after.
Is that closer to my dreams or something?
He floated on that track. The blackest one.
What say you?
I love the introductions, fellas. I feel like he was more of a force, man. It was a combination of everything the guys have already said. He was like a force. Just like when Lil Wayne came out and started being that guy, it's like, yeah, you could say it was this time, that time, but we all know it's just like it came over like a plague. Like it just took over, and I can say comeback season, I can say Sorry for Gone, I can say certain songs, but it's like I think everybody just has that favorite song that caught them and just was like, you know what, this guy is it. He's it. Maybe 2 or 3 songs they just locked it in. I know I got mine from a old college roommate named Ryan. As far as my introduction into him, I already heard of him, already got like a gist of who the guy was, but I didn't know like he had a body of work, and he kind of put me onto the idea of like comeback season and so on and so forth. And I'm like, really? So when that happened, it was just like, everybody gets introduced to that whole body of work, and it's just like, geez, like this guy is just like Sean Hart said, just like Live said, it's like this guy is he got next. There's no doubt about it. He's singing and rapping. He's doing it both successfully. So just to answer it, man, like I think it was just he just came in like a plague, bro. I don't think it was in particular thing that did it. It's just Drake was just here. So
yeah, no, so
y'all speaking like some real Drake fans right now, bro.
So I preference my question with that earlier with You the Best and So Far Gone, because when I was listening to For All My Dogs, I feel like that album was just a maturation of those 2 tracks evolutionizing into that. And that would be my shortest take of the album. It's a maturation, the evolution process of those 2 songs being wrapped up into 20-something plus tracks. That's how I feel about the album.
I do one better and say it's a maturation of all of Drake into one album, in my opinion. You get the sensitive, you get the rapping, you get the new guy, you get a little taste of what he used to be, but overall, you just get like, this is who Drake is. Like, you want to know who he is? Listen to the whole album. You get a couple songs that may miss you, but you may catch on later in life, couple months, couple weeks. But overall, I'm like, this is a Drake that I've kind of missed. I've heard a lot of Drake that I've missed in there. And it's like, you know what? This is good. But at the same time, though, it's like you get that aggressive gangster Drake at the same exact time. So it's just like, okay, I like this. A lot of people don't like it. They feel like he's not growing. But I don't think this is the album for him to show that he's grown. It's just more of a flex than anything else.
To that, Darnell, right? People say, oh, it doesn't sound like he's grown. I understand that argument as it relates to context of just like, Drake, what have you been having going on with your life and so on and so forth? Okay, we know you're a dad. There's bars here, there, sprinkled out through, Adonis, so on and so forth, right? But when you try to have the conversation about whether or not Drake has grown, and what new material or content about your life are you gonna talk about? Album for album, Drake has told you who he is, certified lover boy. I'm gonna be engaged with all these women until the end of time or until I feel like I found the one or the ones. And because of that, y'all just gonna keep hearing me talk about all these different women and these fantasies that I have with women throughout my lifetime. Nothing more, nothing less. And you could argue that's all there is to Drake's life at this particular point in time.
Well worded, my brother. Well articulated, dog. That was probably the best description of his old album and this album, and the big difference of it's just like I said, what do you expect him to say? Like, you know what he's done. What do you want to know his future plans? He's already giving you his future plans. He want to retire at this age, or he want to do this with his life with women, and like you already know what he's gonna say. So what at this point, him reiterating himself is gonna do as far as or what is him trying to dig so much more deeper gonna do if you already know this guy? He's like number one albums or something like that. Like tied up with Michael Jackson at this point. Like, bro, he's giving you a lot of work,
Hold on,
including
hold on,
free
hold on.
with
So
touching some free stuff.
I want to make a differentiation between that. I think somebody on Twitter made a great point. Um, let's be cool with the Michael Jackson comparisons, and here's why. Michael Jackson was coming up in an era of no streaming, and yes, it is very important. Why? Because back then, bro, bro, come on, man, hard back physical copies, bro. He's literally sending people all colors, all ages to whatever store you could go get music from to go physically buy that. There's something to be said
That
about
should be
having
times 10 before you could say
exactly
reaching.
like bro. If Michael Jackson had streaming, he literally would have taken over the world. There would not have been one person in the world that wasn't listening to Michael Jackson, and I firmly believe that. And I mean, like every country, you know how you say in the Bible in Revelations, right? I don't know if it's exactly in Revelation. Forgive me, fellow believers, but it says a line in there where it's like, um, Lord Jesus Christ won't come back until the gospel has been preached and reached to every corner, every sector of the globe, right? And then and only then will we return, right? So I feel like I equate it to not calling him second coming of Christ or nothing like that. I'm not making no analogy or metaphor crazy like that. But what I am saying is the reach as far as like just overall impact. Like I feel like it's a differentiation between people going out hustling to go, but not even hustling, just going out and physically going to get it, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't Drake's fault, right? The year he was born, right? The era he was born into, but I know it's like, yeah, he got the most number ones like Mike, but in an era where nobody was doing what Mike was doing, and it still stands the test of time as far as like sales, like, and if you go hard back, like the most number one albums, the most purchased album, the album that went diamond the most times in the history of music. Like you talking about unprecedented, rarefied air. But still, though, shout out to Drake because I know the old heads. To kind of go back to the For All the Dogs fake. Forgive me if I'm all over the place, but I know the Joe Buttons of the world would have you. I want to hear him rap. I want to hear him hang around his peers. I want to hear him talk about, things people his age should be talking about. But it's like, damn, what should people his age be talking about? It's like he's giving you the authenticity of his life and
Women
how he's built it up
24/7.
until this point, and the relevancy he still holds. He surrounds himself with younger people because he still wants to appeal to a certain demographic, to the people that's buying the music, right? To the streamers, to the people who have attention spans less than 5 seconds, our fellow millennials love them. Right? So it's like
I mean,
you
one can
can't be
argue it's
mad at a
evolution.
recipe for success, but it's like, dang, I get where the hip hop purists come in and be like, oh well, I want to hear this and I want to listen to it. It's like, well, damn, go listen to an earlier album. He got something that you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know if you'll get that version anymore of Drake, right? But that's the beauty of it. I feel like you can do whatever you want now. And I think he's at that level, and I think that's what they're waiting on. It's like, hey, you at that level to where you should be able to just do whatever you want and still just be accepted. And I feel like this is Drake doing whatever he wants, right? He still want to be number one. He's very much so a competitor. He wants to compete. He wants the numbers to actualize it and mirror the success that he's having. Not somebody just saying, man, I don't care what the numbers say. That album was good. Because you got a lot of rappers like that, right? It's like, man, I don't care what the numbers say, man. That album was great. That album was woo-woo. But it's like, man, you want to be good or you want to be Drew Gooden? It's like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Any closing remarks on the Drake album? Did you say something, Dacius? I feel like you just been listening. I could be wrong.
No, I say shit. I was waiting for everybody to be finished, bro.
Oh, okay.
All I gotta say is what I've been saying.
Okay, no, rock out.
Bro, it's the best Drake album ever made, bro. Put any other album up against it.
I think that's
and you and I love that you like that expression come over you because you even just said it, bro. You're not gonna get that Drake anymore, right? You're gonna get the Drake that he is now that we know him to have his own 757 Drake. Like, bro, the nigga killed everybody with one line. Will they give me my flowers? Well, of course not. They don't want to talk about that because it's a sore spot, bro. So we ain't really worried about who likes the album or not, bro. One, your woman's gonna continue to like it. That's for sure, right? And I gave you the prelude with Certified Lover Boy. Y'all was like, "Oh, you do love me." But then I come for all the dogs and really get on some dogness. And that was no, I'm not talking about you, bro. It's just all the chatter I've been hearing, bro. And it's like, y'all crazy, right? But it's like, to me, it's like Kobe and LeBron. I'm sorry, I love them both. They can never be better than Jordan. Drake can be as good or even better. He's never gonna be Mike. He ain't
nobody's gonna be Mike. I mean, Mike.
Hold on.
Mike.
So who is your Mike in rap? Like, who is Drake never going to be better than?
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
But Michael Jackson ain't a rapper. Michael Jackson transcends all music categories. He is like just music.
He appeals to everyone though. That's
he appeals to literally everyone and everybody and everything.
And Drake only does rap when he's in the conversation. And Drake only does rap.
I get where you're going. I get where you're going.
And Drake only does rap and he's in the conversation.
But he also does international rap as well. And he's not
also
afraid
does a lot
to like
of other,
go out.
He puts on his Canadian accent just to be able when he wants to feel all heroic.
So I don't know now. I don't know if we're comparing apples to oranges, oranges to apples, apples to apples. Right?
No, it's a good thing. It's what you're supposed to do. Like, that's what Michael Jackson was doing. He didn't make just nothing but love music. He made music. And that's what Drake is trying to do to make a comparison.
Then comes to make a rap album to put him that much closer to Michael Jackson.
Let me tell you this.
Mike does all that, then come to make a rap album.
I think he's the next best thing to Michael Jackson.
Tell you that.
I think Drake's album.
He can't be that because Beyonce got that. He can be the third best thing to Michael Jackson.
What did y'all say?
Thank you, Sean Hart, for that backup. Because I was like,
what did you say, Sedacious? Say that again.
He can't be the second coming. Beyonce is the second coming to Michael Jackson. He can be the third coming to Michael Jackson. Go look it up, bro. Go look up this Renaissance concert all over the globe. Go look it up. Don't ask me.
One can argue that she just having fun at this point, and that's just clientele. If it makes any sense, Drake is still building his fan base to a certain extent. He ain't went down yet, dog. Like, he's still going up. Beyonce ain't went down, but
he ain't gonna ever touch Beyonce, brother. He ain't gonna never touch Beyonce, brother. Niggas do not pay for music. They're gonna keep her being the queen bee. I'm sorry. Rap music is down 40%. Drake music is not down 40%, but rap music is. You think Beyonce's music is down 40%?
Talking about some rap music down 40%.
Prime point. Rap music's down, but not Drake. So that says, like,
That's what we trying to say, bro. Drake ain't rap music. Drake is Drake.
Yeah.
He's gotten
and I'm
to a
saying
point to where he is above the rule. It's sad, but
He's
it's
his
true.
genre. He's his own genre.
Yeah, because it's like when Drake dropped, it's like it's Drake.
He's the only guy, even if people don't like him, they got to put a but behind it. It's like, I don't like him, but he's still the best. I don't like the way he do this, but it's
that's a powerful place to get to. It's like, I may not like this nigga, but I can't not respect him.
The boy is good. The boy is good.
Even I may agree with his decisions of doing this, that, and the third, but he can sing, but he can dance, but they respect the craft.
Hey, I don't. Questions are popping up in my head, even though we kind of been on this for a while. But can this album potentially be subpar, but because it's Drake and his full body of work that he's accumulated over the years, people still stamp it as out of this world?
I want to take that first. I'll take that first.
As a sidebar, I need a Nathan McKinnon legacy game. like I need 8 shots. I know he had like 15 shots on goal last game. I literally need like 7.
Oh, you took the combo?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ooh.
All right, man. Nah, but yeah, in the comments, right? For all the dogs be subpar, but because it's Drake and we revere him and hold him in high regard for his full body of work, we just stamp it as, yo, it's the new Drake album. It's got to be fire.
No, it's entertaining as hell, in my opinion. Well, as hell is a bit strange, but it's entertaining highly.
That's a great word. I love that word. The album is very entertaining.
He entertained the fact that the whole Rihanna thing, the whole Triple X thing. He gave a little bit more insight on with his kid. Still letting you know he's still a certified lover boy. Even to some words a trick. Like, I mean, he gave some stuff to like, oh man, a little something new, or a little something he said from his own mouth.
I'll wrap with this. Twitter has this new thing, right, where the closer and closer it gets to the first of the month, you'll begin to see women start tweeting how niggas ain't shit. The closer, it's like a little range. It starts like the 26th, 25th, to 26th, wow. But it go all the way up until like the 3rd or 4th for the next month. Where it started talking about, but he ain't paying for this, he shouldn't be seeing me. If he ain't paying for this, he should. Man, hey, bro, I wish I was making it up. Go blog on Twitter.
I thought you were about to. I thought you were about to make reference to the skit where it's like the dude hit a chick up who he just met from the club, and they're like, "Oh, yo, what's up? What you on?" And the
nothing
chick,
trying to pay my rent.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh damn. Well, good luck with that.
Moving on, bringing this to the football stage. So, Colorado, they give up a big lead to Stanford. And in this game, Travis Hunter returned back from being injured, a lacerated kidney or lung, one of the two. But Travis had been out some time before coming into this game against Stanford, and he puts on an absolute show. 13 catches, 140 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns in his return back from a bruised kidney. Lacerated.
It's a fancier word, though. I feel like a laceration was like maybe a cut on it, or maybe like a depression within the kidney, maybe a bruise or something like that. Yeah.
That's a red liver.
Abrasion. When in doubt. Pinky out. Man, them early 2000 SpongeBob episodes, sidebar, nothing like them, bro. They do not make cartoons like that anymore. New SpongeBob episodes are like a smidge overboard with the cartoon violence, and they never were like that in the beginning. I'm just like,
Lacerated kidney is a tear in the kidney.
I knew it, a tear.
Tear to the kidney tissue.
Mm.
But yeah, Travis Hunter returns from a lacerated kidney in the versus the Colorado State game. And so he finally makes his return back from that situation, going up against Stanford. Colorado goes up big in halftime. Was that 29-0, I believe, something like that? 29-0. Stanford makes a comeback to win in double overtime, 46-43. My question to you, Isaac, would be, is this just a situation of Travis Hunter not having his win and, being in shape, missing 2 games and then coming back? Because he got torched on the defensive end. Early on in the game, there was not much targeting towards his direction, but after a while, once they realized, oh, we can actually go with this dude, the Travis Hunter being a primary defender on Aya Maynor for Stanford, who ended up ending the game with 13 catches for 294 yards and 3 touchdowns. Travis Hunter being a primary defender on him. The question is this just a matter of Travis Hunter being overexerted after missing a lot of time? Or does there need to be a conversation to say, hey, does Travis Hunter have to eventually pick a side on which way he wants to go for his football career, that either being at corner or that being on at the wide receiver position?
I think he went up against somebody that may be him as well. Because that Stanford receiver, and I just found out that I think the guy's from Canada, which haunts me because I'm trying to keep that USA and other nations gap athletically as wide and broad as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm American through and through. We got the same mindset. Screw us, whatever. But I think it's a situation to where you run up into a guy who's really good as well. And I think the fact that coaches are really smart, right? This is this guy's first game back in almost a month. He's playing both ways, which is already extremely tiring. We are going to go at him relentlessly and make him play. No plays off. We are going to target our best guys since you're on them all the time, and we are going to make you work. And it seems as though that plan, may have worked in the end. Like you said, the receiver was able to go for 13, 300, and 3 touchdowns. Sounds like a career day to me. I don't care who against you. But I think it's a situation to where maybe it's just a perfect storm. Maybe I think it's a situation where I don't know if you play both ways in the league. I think you'll have to play one way. I think it was cool for him to display the fact that he can. He was drafted as an elite corner, or not drafted rather, but recruited as an elite corner, but also a playmaker at the wide receiver position. It may come a situation to where he has to pick. If I were him, I think right now receivers are making a little more than corners, but depending on if you that guy or not, it's a great market for both positions, right? So,
no, all of his stats were after halftime.
Yeah, so I think that's something to be said. I think he's tired, right? Because like you said, they weren't doing anything. 29 that's literally crazy.
13 catches, 294 receiving yards with 3 tutties, all after halftime.
What's that? That's literally crazy.
Did Colorado have some unders on themselves on the game on the money line? That's crazy. I don't know, man. I think it's a very unique situation. I think Colorado's defense is just shaky at best anyway, and I think
That may be
Coach,
an insult to the word shaky.
I know. I'm just saying, Coach Prime has been saying it all year, right? We are not where we want to be as far as our front seven. You know, our guys in the trenches, O line and D line. And if you look, man, yeah, the guy went for 13 and 300, but you got to be able to run the ball out of that too. And you can just see their defense just constantly just letting go of the rope every single time. They don't have playmakers on the defensive side of the ball that consistently can be stout and make offensives either one climb the whole field, right, with good field position. The bend but don't break mentality. They don't have any of that. They don't have the athletes to fortify their defense right now. And what you see is if the offense can't win it, they probably not gonna win the game, man, because the defense ain't gonna be able to hold people to as you can see, a reasonable amount. You know, they had to win in the shootout versus TCU. We just found out TCU ain't really that good, right?
Yeah.
As far as relatively speaking, for other, top, teams in the land. But
Something else that I think should be taken into notice is, as bad as people wanted or anticipated Colorado to be, they are not getting that in the totality of the team, but we are seeing that they are bad on defense. And them being bad on defense, you could try to accredit that to coaching or not having the personnel, but that's just a growing pain of having this team. One, this being your first year, and two, Coach Prime still needing more time to cultivate that defense and get in the right players. With how great the offense is, in a perfect world, the defense would be just as complementary to the offense. But I think these lapses that we're seeing on the defensive end, to a degree, you get spotted 29 points. Your defense isn't supposed to give up 46 points in the second half of a game with double overtime. Your defense not supposed to do that at any level, no matter who they are, right? But what we are witnessing with seeing these defensive collapses is just the growing pains of, we're seeing the growing pains in real time that, oh, Dion needs to fix this immediately, right? They don't get to go behind the curtains and fix this in the off season. We're seeing this every Saturday live, that this defense ain't up to par. And unfortunately, it's just a growing pain that is costing Colorado State wins right now. And it'll just take some time. Now, if next year this
Didn't we
doesn't
expect this though? I'm sorry, didn't we expect this?
No. I think that's why I said in the beginning, people expected them to be bad, but they're only seeing the bad that they were anticipating on the defensive side. I think if the offense wasn't that good and the defense wasn't that good, we would just say, we told y'all weren't gonna be able to just run through everybody. But that's not the case. The offense is exceptional, right? Minus they don't really have a strong running game. But for them to for their Achilles to only be defense, it's just like, well,
right.
At some point, y'all, y'all, as the head coach from Oregon said, at some point, y'all, Cinderella run had to run out. And now we're seeing, okay, this is where they are weak at. This is where them switching in and bringing in a whole new regime of players and through the transfer portal, this is where we're seeing them have to take a hit for that because they don't have their defense down packed to where they would like for it to be.
Right, they don't got no.
Right. If it doesn't drastically change next year, a high cause of concern, and however much longer Dion is going to be there, if it doesn't change, then I think we need to start looking at the coaching and be like, yo, what are y'all doing? So yeah.
I think they'll be there. I just give them a couple years. Like you don't get church players immediately out the grip. Once they start recruiting some 5-star O line and D line, and you get some additional skill players in there on the back end to help complement it, you can play real good complementary football. man, they're gonna be marching people up and down the field because they don't even have a run game right now, bro. And I've noticed in the past couple of weeks, Shador has been taking off more, and it's probably been a part of the game plan because it's like, hey, we don't have a ground game right now, and I don't think it's because they don't have capable backs. They just don't have an O line that can consistently open up those runways that you need to be consistent. So we'll see. You know, we'll give them a couple of years.
Pause, but they need more beef. They need more people. They need more dogs. On like my boy said, in the trenches. Like the trenches is where football games are won, bro. Like you move that line of scrimmage, you in there. And so it's all about who can do the best at controlling the line of scrimmage, and that's just all it is. He got the elite weapons outside on both offense and defense. It's just, again, if the big boys ain't getting it done down low, then it is what it is. Pause. I'm just gonna pause it just cause.
Yeah, man. Before we wrap, are we is the ALS and NLS CS, is it best of 7 or best of 5?
7.
All right, great. We get 7. Okay, I thought so. I just want to double check. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't touched that panic button quite yet, sir.
And we actually have a more solidified record away than we do at home. So the Astros are kind of like the Warriors, bro. The Astros are like the Warriors of the MLB. Quite literally. Here's what I mean.
Did I say this?
When'd you say this?
No, it's personal conversation, sidebar. My apologies. I definitely didn't say it on the actual podcast.
Oh, no, for sure. But, I mean, I think other people have equated us to being the Warriors of MLB as well, right? Homegrown, people hate us, right? We're in it every single year. Can't count us out.
7 straight years?
Come on now. Talk to us. Walk with me.
Talk to me nice.
But yeah, man. And it's one of those situations to where if you knew the Warriors situation last year, right? They had a situation to where they couldn't win at home. But it was like they were so, you know what I'm saying? They were a great team on the road. And it's like the two don't mix, right? And then you get in the playoffs where you need it, right? And then you get, 4-1 by the Lake Show. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, was that 4-1? Did we win 4-1? Oh, yeah. I think we did. And I'm saying, yeah, I'm a Lakers fan, man. Rest in peace to Mamba. But I'll end the point with this. Not a favorable comparison, seeing as though the Warriors didn't win it last year, but anything is possible. But man, Nathan
Lakers won.
Valley looking like freaking Nolan Ryan the other day, bro.
Lakers got the series in 6 last year.
And Scherzer comes in and pitches at home. So it could get, I don't know, man. We got a battle to climb.
Nah. Hey, man, don't underestimate the heart of a champions. I believe our beloved Houston Rockets were lower seeds when they won the championship. Maybe back-to-back years, but definitely one of those years they were a lower seed.
I say this too. A team has never made it to the World Series with a losing record at home during the regular season. And the and the Astros are 40-43 at home this year. But hey, it's the first time for everything.
It's the first time for everything.
Exactly. They fuck around the ones that do it.
Hey, we'll see.
Nah, Astros, y'all get back to the World Series, win the championship. I'm coming home for the parade. No questions asked, Astros. Get us back to the promised land. Get us back to the promised land.
What's it? Baby, pack your bags.
You don't even got to pack your bags. I'm going.
I said, Wait, what you would do?
It's gonna be lit too.
But I ain't gonna lie, how that's gonna go, boy. It's gonna be like, hold on, feller.
Nah, she was ready to pull the trigger last year. I was just like, nah, it's just I'm gonna work. We need somebody. I'm gonna stay home and work. But she was ready to pull the trigger last year, low key. She definitely was. She was about to put a boy on the red eye and be like, have fun. So nah, salute to Boo for that. So hopefully she can book that ticket this year. Come on, get it together, Astros. Get it together.
But watching the podcast, baby, you know good.
Sean Izzo, I know we've been long overdue, dog. Wouldn't put you on the spot to say give a pick now, but either you can go over to the NBA, but are there any type of props or plays that you've been seeing that's trending in terms of the NFL that you think may be favorable for people to just keep an eye out for?
Cooper Kupp is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Say that again.
Cooper Kupp is freaking back, a freaking wagon. Guy gets a ton of volume, ton of targets, ton of receptions, ton of yards. Sean McVay is going to utilize the guy in every which way. If people thought Puka Nacua was good, Cooper Kupp is literally better. You're talking about a guy who won a Triple Crown just a couple years ago. I mean, it's a guy to watch out for. Potentially targets, yards, and receptions are all on the table for him. But if you're looking for something to lock for next week, man, next Tuesday, obviously we got a free square on Prize Picks, the Steph Square. Austin Reeves over 1.5 threes made.
Hey, don't say that too loud. Don't say that.
I know they're gonna see it. So hey man, lock in early.
Nah, we're gonna try to get paid
It's
too.
a whole week. It's a whole week before Prize Picks should be on no BS and bumping right now, but that's definitely looking free. I think
why is that so low?
I think he's hit the last 9 out of 10 games he's played.
Bro,
it's like a crazy streak.
And then the playoffs, he was 3 for 4. And he probably didn't even have the green light that he'll have coming into this season.
Oh, yeah, his starter now.
Bro.
Staple rotation.
I'm just like, 1.5? Do y'all not know who AR is now?
Hey, man. You heard it here first, man. Shine Hard Surgical, Step Free Square, AR, over 1.5 threes made, man. Free.
I love AR over 1.5.
Free is there.
That too. Nah, beautiful people. You just got paid. You just got paid for listening to this podcast.
Yes, sir.
Over 1.5 threes. And you remember last time when Isaac gave y'all the Garrett Wilson pick, as it happened live, us shooting the podcast, it got bumped as soon as he called it. So Prize Picks definitely be listening to the podcast.
They like it, and they on to us.
Yeah, man. So go get Austin Reeves Prize Picks or Underdog Fantasy. 1.5 3-pointers made. Lock it in. Real quick, Sedacious kind of blixing through to wrap it up. Impressed about the Cowboys win over the Chargers?
Interested to hear what you got to say. Guess that's a no.
I guess not yet. I'm gonna have to say no, not yet.
Wow. So excited.
Why not?
Talk about
it. Simply because I didn't feel like Dak Prescott had to be who. I don't feel like he had to.
The Chargers are probably
hard to win that.
Staley. Staley is so horrible. He is the worst. He's probably worse than Mike McCarthy at just game managing, bro. This guy, I mean, he's so aggressive on fourth. For a guy that's so aggressive on fourth downs, bro, he sure don't pick up a lot of them, bro. And you got this big arm quarterback, bro, and you just and Kellen Moore, like I said, I think the offense looks good, bro. It's just something about y'all. It's like that team is so talented, but it's just like when it comes down to it, it's like the Chargers team got a cloud over them, bro. And I know we
trip
talking
over
about
themselves or something.
I know we talking about the Cowboys, but I speak about the Chargers because that's who they played. And it's like,
well, I mean, it's giving context to why I'm not impressed.
Yeah, right, exactly, and that's why I was piggybacking off of it, and I definitely see a point on why you wouldn't be impressed, bro. Because the Chargers are, I'm gonna say it, bro. They're poverty. They went ahead and I think they grabbed Quentin Johnston from TCU too early in the draft. They bypassed Jordan Addison, who's proven to, in my opinion, be way better, a more polished route runner. Quentin Johnson ain't been doing nothing. I thought he was stepping to a bigger role with Mike Williams going down with the torn ACL, but man, you know that hasn't been the case. It's definitely still been an Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen show. But Chargers are who the Chargers are, man. They paid all the money. They got all them names on defense. You got Mack and Bosa on the line. Then you got Derwin James, arguably the best safety. And y'all got like the literally 32nd ranked pass defense.
They got Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna lock something.
Yeah.
And he let Michael Gallup get off on him.
7 targets. Nigga could get 8 targets, which is amazing to me. Hey, Dak, how about you throw the ball to him more often? How about that? How does Michael Gallup get 10 targets, bro? And 3 receptions? What are you doing? Anyway, man, I don't know. Call me crazy. I'm force feeding the ball to the best player that we got. But hey, that's just me. Or at least make sure this nigga get the line.
But they do be trying to double him though. They do be trying to take him out of the game.
That shit.
We can't move the ball, bro. I'm sorry.
Because Mike McCarthy got an archaic offense. He tried to run more motion this week, and I appreciated it, bro. But y'all offense still, I'm like, bro, I don't think y'all line. They talking about y'all line top 5. Y'all line ain't top 5. It ain't, bro.
Who said that? We got a makeshift line, bro.
Yeah, I see.
We don't have a good offensive line.
Because Tony Pollard looking like Zeke Elliott back there. I'm like, bro, is Tony Pollard okay? But I think that may be a combination of Mike McCarthy play calling.
I mean, but I really feel like it's on line because Tony Pollard broke for one off sure will, and so I was like, nah, literally, he just needs somebody.
So he's still there. He just got to get schemed up.
Yeah.
Izzo, I know he's out with the hand injury, but let's just say hypothetically he didn't have an injury and he was still healthy, that being Justin Fields. Would you ride the bandwagon of his production, or would you just completely be done with it? His potential production, because he had those two.
I have Jared Goff started. No.
But I know that, but I'm saying off those 2 great games he had, and before he got injured, he wasn't having a great game. He was definitely on the side of.
I wasn't impressed, bro. Trade the nigga to trade him to Atlanta, bro. I'm not. The Bears are freaking poverty. The best thing they can do now is literally just trade Justin to like Atlanta, hometown kid. I think him in that offense with Bijan would be electric. You got more receivers. You got a tight end in Kyle Pitts. You got Drake London, right? You got pieces over there. And hey, man, Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. sound like a beautiful 1-2 punch to start the rebuild of your franchise and just go from there, Bears. Literally go from there. You probably drafted the best receiver and the best quarterback in your franchise's history up until that point. Prove me wrong. What, Gale Sayers? Receiver for the Bears, that's probably it. Man, Brandon Marshall, them hay years or whatever. But yeah, man. I think they need to. That shit is cooked food over there.
Yeah. Shout out to our Texans. If by small chance my mother-in-law is watching this, I just want you to know, yes, indeed, we beat y'all again. And also to Christian, Coach Johnson, if you just so happen to be listening to this, we beat
The Jaguars suck.
we beat the Jags and we beat the Saints. So yeah, salute to the Texans making it do what it do. I said that in God knows how long, but shout out to our Texans for standing strong, and we still tied right there for the division. Titans off and done with them, and we neck and neck with the Jags. So yeah, we can get into the playoffs this year, bro. We can get into the playoffs. I will say this, though we won that game, I know D'Amico Ryans is trying to find his way with our run game and Damian Pierce, but
I think we got to cut the kid loose and just let him rip it.
Yes, like he's our best player.
But we want to run the ball though. I like how we run the ball, bro.
It's nothing wrong with how we run the ball, but I'm just saying in that situation, specifically talking about this situation this past Sunday, going up against the Saints, we were just trying to hopefully run the ball and hoping that we can get first downs and playing not to lose, because there were shout out to our defense, right? But we wasn't supposed to keep giving them the ball back. And I feel like the reason we kept giving them the ball back is because we were just trying to force feed and find our way with the run. I get it. If you throw the ball, they don't catch you, stop the clock. But he's proven let's keep the ball in his hands when we really trying to win. Keep the ball in his hands when we really trying to win. So yeah, that's my only critique of this past Sunday. I just really wish we wasn't trying to force the run or what have you. But it's coming together, and once the run game starts to click on a consistent basis, we out of here. I would love for us to sweep the Jags this season. We sweep them this season, and we sweep them, more than likely we would have a better record than them. I think they kind of in limbo. I know Christian, he be going through it with them. As they have a game this Thursday, so see how they turn out. Yeah, man, Texans, we on to something big, man. We on to something big with that boy Stroud. Shout out to Nico Collins and them, man. The boys is getting the job done. Woods. Yeah, man. We're gonna wrap up this show. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all listening. This is what you call a great episode. Thank you for listening to Respect the Game. And we will be back with a banger episode next week to kick off the NBA season. Love you, beautiful people, and we will see you next week.